Hey, what's going on, guys? I want to give you a quick truck update. It's been a little while since I talked about the truck, did some more work to it. First thing I did recently was get a new front windshield, which I don't know if you remember, but there's a big crack on the passenger side from the very edge all the way to almost the middle. It did get progressively worse and worse. I knew eventually I would fix it, but I wanted to fix it before this winter hit, especially with the hot and the cold back and forth. You know, I figured it would just get worse and worse. This is a factory front window, so it actually has a sun strip, I guess, on it. It looks black, but it's actually a real dark blue. It's what the original had, but it was so faded that it looked yellow. So I got a front windshield. Also, there was a bad leak in the corner here inside the cab, something I didn't notice until I put a bag behind there and it was soaking wet. Turned out the trim, the original gasket for the rear window, was really old. Obviously it was cracked and it was leaking in multiple places, but the left side was the worst, so I ended up replacing the rear window as well. As you can see here, I still got the original, well, it's not the original window to this truck, but it's very similar. It's a 4-piece, so I still have the slider, but I did go with a factory tint. Basically it was the only option. I didn't have an option to do one that wasn't tinted. Actually, I didn't think it was tinted until the guy showed up and he's like, is this okay? And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. It's not like the privacy tint, so it's not super dark. It's but it's dark enough to be tinted. I also got new taillights on both sides. All the plastic, all the lights, all the bulbs on the entire truck are replaced except for the cab light. So that's the last thing I have to do. So eventually I will, of course, get that done. I also got snow chains. I have them packed away right now. I don't think I'm going to need them, but I bought them anyway. I got a set of 4. They actually weigh 15 pounds each. I got the square link, standard chain, and I have them actually in the back here. So let me show you what setup I have in the back. I got 2 large containers here. These are not filled yet, but they will be filled with crushed stone. So I get a couple 100 pounds between these 2 containers, and I have these in the center that are strapped in here, so it's sitting directly on the back axle. Okay, hopefully get a push down on those rear tires. And I also have 2 containers here, similar to these. Got these from Lowe's, but right now it's covered in plastic. I have 8 bags, 8 20-pound bags of salt. Okay, so I can use it for weight right now, but eventually I will use it to, salt the end of the driveway and stuff. Those are 20-pound bags. It's 160 pounds in, road salt, as well as the chains are 60 pounds. They're 15 pounds each, and I have 4 of them. All right, so I have even more weight in the back here. Once I get the stone in, I think that's going to be adequate weight for the bed here. Just, again, to push down on those rear tires. A lot of people suggested that, and I knew I would do something, and this is what I decided to do for now. And then when the season's over and they're in the summer, I can just use these containers for tools or whatever, throw it in the shed. I did order a cover. There's one dude that was just really bugged by this, and I didn't get it because of him, but it was bugging me a little bit. It's not that big of a deal, but I did get a gas cap cover for this side because it is missing, obviously. As far as the exhaust, it's awesome. I still love it. It's still extremely aggressive. It's very loud. People were concerned about getting, annoyed by it or any kind of vibrations in the cab. I have no issues whatsoever with the windows down, full blast, full acceleration. It's just awesome. It doesn't bother me at all. However, when the windows are up, it does cut down on that noise inside the cab. I can still have a conversation with someone in the cab. I talk to my wife all the time when we're driving it, and it's really not that big of a deal. I did take this on the highway. I drove about an hour on the highway, doing 75 miles an hour. Totally fine, no droning, no vibrations in the cab. Maybe I got lucky, but yeah, with its placement closer to the cab, you think that it would be a little bit too much, especially with highway speeds and stuff like that, but it's been totally fine. No problems with it whatsoever. So I'm happy about that. I also replaced the shift knob that goes to the 4-wheel drive to match the hood ornament. So now I have the Bulldog shift knob. All right, let's start it up. Starts right up fine. However, you could hear, I don't know if you could tell, but the idle's a little bit high. This is where it should be idling. So sometimes when I first start it, it does have a high idle. I'm thinking that the throttle cable is just sticking. Maybe I can hit that with some grease or lube or something. Maybe you guys can give me a suggestion there. But I think I have to play around with that throttle cable, because again, when I first start it, it usually wants to idle a little bit high, so I have to give it a quick little jolt on the gas just to kind of get it to set back where I want it, which is right here. That's how it should be idling. It shouldn't be idling high. I got this from Walmart. It was 10 bucks. This dramatically increased my visibility for the bed and behind the truck. I can recommend these more highly. These things just clip on. Okay, so there's the original view of the bed. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but there's springs on the bottom here. So push down on the springs and it clips right on. Gives me a dramatically bigger view. I love this thing. It's perfect for a truck. So if you happen to have a truck, I recommend it. But for 10 bucks, can't go wrong. So Wally World occasionally has some cool things. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. What do you think, Gus? Gus doesn't mind it either. In fact, he loves taking little rides in the truck. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me shut this off. You can see the coolant light is still on. And I found out quickly that is because nothing's connected to the sensor or where the sensor should be on the radiator, and that is because of the engine swap. I'm not sure if I can put one in there just to shut the light off. I just keep an eye on it, on the coolant level, you know, in the reservoir. It hasn't been a real big deal. In fact, I found out when I replaced all the bulbs, the bulb was out there. It wasn't on accident. The previous owner put the dead bulb in that spot just so the light wouldn't come on. Which I don't know if it was purposeful, because he was selling the truck and he didn't want me to think that there was, you know, low coolant or whatever, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. I'm not bothered by it. So that's pretty much it. That is the update on the truck. Right, Gus? What a perfect dog for a truck. And he loves it. You want to go for a ride? He's getting excited now. All right, I gotta let you go, guys, because now he wants to go for a ride. All right, that's all. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you soon. Take care.